Welcome to the BTM Club show, and as usual, you know we only bring you the best. On the hottest day in London so far this year, I am making it even hotter with Miss Jean Carne. Wonderful to have you.
Glad to be here.
First Lady of Philly.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Oh, don't be modest now. First Lady of Philly.
That's my middle name.
Modesty.
Yeah.
Now let me clear something up first of all. How do you spell your surname? Because is it with an E or without?
Okay. I added the E on the advice of two numerologists in '85. And right after that, I did Closer Than Close with Grover Washington Jr.'s producer, and it went #1. So I kept the E.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
It sure did.
You know, being a collector like myself, from the beginning, I've got everything, okay? I thought there wasn't an E in the beginning.
That's true.
So we were trying to work out where it came from. So it was a good luck thing.
Yeah. It was in the stars, let's put it that way.
Literally. So tell me, where did Jean Carne grow up?
I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. I was born in Columbus, Georgia.
Right.
In fact, Marilyn McCoo and I were delivered by the same doctor.
Really?
At Columbus Hospital. Her mother and father were doctors at that hospital.
Right.
And the doctor that delivered me and delivered her was actually her godfather and my mother's godfather.
Talk about keep it in the family.
Is that something? Yeah. And I didn't know that totally until I did some production for Norman Connors on her and Billy Davis Jr.
So how did you get into music?
You know, I was singing since before I could remember.
Did it start in church?
Absolutely.
I think that's really the honing ground, isn't it, for the talent? Because most of the singers seem to come from a church background, which means they've been doing it since they were knee-high to a sparrow.
That's right, yeah. That's the best proving ground.
Yeah.
Because you're building your craft in front of people who love you and people who forgive you of your mistakes, and it's just ideal.
Yeah, but you know, it's no coincidence that so many of these great vocalists, when you listen and find out their background is really from the church.
You're right, I agree.
Yeah. But when did you go to make it your profession?
Oh, well, maybe you could call it professional. Call me a professional when I played piano and organ and conducted church choirs.
Right.
Starting at 12. So I guess that's when I became a professional.
So your instrument isn't only your voice. You have keyboards as well.
Oh yeah, keyboards, piano and organ. I did the double reed, oboe, English horn and bassoon. I played the E flat and B flat clarinets. I played the C melody saxophone. So I was very fickle.
So there are multiple instruments that you are proficient in, would you say?
I was, yeah.
Right. But really, singing was the thing for you.
It was the thing that the listeners liked the most.
Which did you like the most? You have to say singing now, don't you?
I guess so, because that started before the instrument.
Yeah. I mean, Jean Carne's voice is distinctive. And I have heard that there was some operatic training in there at some point.
Yeah, I didn't get the operatic training until college, but I sang operatically from a little girl.
Right.
And they can't figure out why, my folks just said I sang like everybody on television.
So you actually got the official operatic training at college?
And by then, I was departmental assistant in my music department at Morris Brown College in Atlanta, and I was teaching other kids how to sing.
So you were actually a teacher before you went into it professionally yourself? All right, tell us about that.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, because we mostly did operatic, arias and cantatas and operas, and at Morris Brown, and of course we did Negro spirituals and
Right.
and choral numbers and some pop things like The Sound of Music, and
Right.
and choral arrangements on a lot of standards, etc. So that was like a proving ground, and I guess that fostered my versatility.
I was going to say, because that gives you a myriad of vocal skills and
You're
experience.
right, yeah. And my dad was a jazz fan.
Okay.
Yeah, and he played a little piano by ear, and he was from New Orleans.
Okay.
So,
Jazz. Well, jazz would have to be his thing from New Orleans.
Yes, yes.
So were you encouraged to go into the music business by your family?
Oh, absolutely.
supported?
Oh, totally supported. I remember when like I told you, I was fickle where the instruments were concerned. And when I wanted to play a C melody saxophone, it had been extinct for years,
Right.
before I was a college student. And my dad and I went to New York looking in pawn shops because they didn't manufacture them anymore. And we went looking in pawn shops trying to find me a C melody saxophone. So they were more than encouraging.
Right.
Yeah.
And when was the first single or record that you made?
Oh, okay. The first was, and it wasn't solo for me, it was called Oh Clap Your Hands. And I've been looking for a copy. It was while I was in college. It was, it was legitimate music, as they called it then. But my next recording was with Doug Carne.
Right.
Yeah. We fell in love. We were both music students. He was at Georgia State. I was at Morris Brown. And we fell in love, and we wanted to record. And we knew that if we stayed and we left school.
Oh.
No degree, no nothing. And so we flew to Los Angeles. And I guess you call that an elopement. Yep. And so we went there, and the first building we lived in was an apartment hotel, where Earth, Wind and Fire had just come to live from Chicago. The original Earth, Wind and Fire.
Are you
They were
taking
on
this
Warner
in?
Brothers.
The original Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yeah, the original. Well, Maurice has always been the creator
Absolutely.
and the head, but this first group they brought from Chicago. They all made the sojourn. That Doug and I did too, and we lived in this apartment hotel on Franklin, which ran parallel to Hollywood Boulevard.
Okay.
Yep, and that was, and we recorded. Doug and I recorded. We were putting together an album full of instrumental classics that we had put lyrics to, like A Love Supreme by John Coltrane, and Blue and Green by Miles Davis, and there were so many. Search for the New Land by Lee Morgan. Oh, geez. And we were preparing these to record, so our first album would give exposure, if you will, to a lot of the instrumental classics
yeah.
that
Might otherwise
didn't get,
slip past because they didn't have vocals.
Everybody couldn't get the message out of the melodic line on an instrument. So we put lyrics
Everybody
to
loves
it.
a song to sing.
That's
the
right.
difference, you know.
Yeah.
Only the real music aficionados, shall we say,
Yeah, that very
can really
small,
get into the instrumental.
sophisticated. Yeah. Those folks can read anything. They understand. They get the message from anything. But we thought we were contributing to enlarge the audience, the small audience that was the jazz purist. So that's what.
Now, earlier when we were just chatting, you mentioned advice that Maurice had given you about homeopathy.
Oh yeah. Earth, Wind, and Fire was so far ahead of their times. It was crazy. I mean, they dealt in metaphysics and homeopathy and spirituality, and I just learned so much. In fact, a lot of my practices and my philosophies come from 1970.
The teachings that they gave you.
Yeah, they would visit the gurus and the Sufis and all the spiritual hierarchy. Yep, and I sucked it in. Doug and I both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's something to be said for that, because Earth, Wind and Fire's whole catalog is anointed.
You get it, huh?
It's anointed. It's not just regular music.
Nowhere close.
It covers every genre. They can do jazz, they can do rock, they can do soul, they can do funk, Latin jazz. But it's such a huge catalog, but it's anointed. Everybody knows them, everybody loves them. And like yourself, the music is the tapestry of our lives.
Oh, that's so true. So true. Yeah, and, I was rehearsing for our complex was quadrangled, and it's built around the pool. L.A.
Naturally.
Sunshine, 300.
A pool is necessary.
25 days a year, yeah. And I was rehearsing, because we'd put lyrics to these jazz classics, like I said. And I was rehearsing one day, and the sliding glass doors were open, which everybody left theirs open. And Maurice knocked on the door. And I opened the door, and he said, "I heard the voice of an angel." He said, so I followed it up the stairs, and then he introduced himself to me. And it was because of that he invited me to record on Earth, Wind, and Fire's first 2 albums. It was The Need of Love and Earth, Wind, and Fire. They won Warner Brothers then.
See this? You're getting it directly from the First Lady of Philly. Okay? So that was your working time with Earth, Wind, and Fire, and you remain friends till the end.
To today. Yeah. Verdine's wife had a show called That's My Story.
Okay.
And she called me to do an interview, and I hadn't seen her since back in the 70s.
Wow.
And we talked about old times. They sent me a picture of the Volkswagen that, what's her name? Oh God, her name won't come to me. She did Lordy, Won't You Buy Me a Mercedes Benz.
Is it Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? I know the song, can't think of the name. Is it Johnny?
I see her face yet. Big red curly hair.
I can't remember.
Okay.
We'll get the information for you. It'll come to us.
Yeah, it'll come to me. She lived in our building when she and her band came to do a recording. And she died while they lived there. And I remember two of the what? Janis Joplin.
Janis Joplin. Yes,
exactly. Yeah. Janis Joplin.
See, it's in there.
We said to turn that key and open
exactly. It's in there. The Rolodex.
Let the cat out of the bag. Yeah. She died while they were there with in the recording.
But mode. This apartment complex seemed, 'cause, 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 'c to be a mecca that was drawing all the musicians there.
It actually was. That was a big concept in LA at that time, apartment hotels.
Right.
And our front office guy had been on Gunsmoke for like 10 years. So the
Gunsmoke.
only folks he would let in there were artists. Yeah.
Yeah. Gunsmoke, that was a regular. That was
Yeah.
a regular.
That was a good one back then, huh?
Gunsmoke, wow. Yeah, but it seems like so many of them were coming to be in this one place. Again, it's not coincidence. You know,
No. There are no mistakes, are there?
Apparently not.
It's all in divine order.
Well, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
You know, and it just shows you that we're not really in control. Because if we were, everything would go our way, or the way we would like.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, it's all written. But how did you work with Norman Connors? Because I mean, there's just so much. I don't even think we can do it in one interview. I would have to bring you back at some point.
Okay, we'll do a part two.
No, we'll have to do a part two.
Yeah.
Norman Connors. I mean, just with the legends. How did that come about?
Okay, Norman was playing drums with Pharoah Saunders when he got his own group, and he signed with, I guess, Buddah was first, Buddah Records.
Yeah.
And Doug and I were playing at the Village Vanguard.
Okay.
Yeah, the Village Vanguard. And Norman came in, and he had gotten his you know, the photo with the information and the several shots, you know, and that kind of thing. And he gave me one of them and said, I just started my new group, you know. And so I knew him from that. And then then after I left Doug's group, Doug Carne's group, Norman got in touch.
Okay.
Yeah, and Dee Dee Bridgewater was his singer at the time, because she did, what was that? There was the main song on his first album. What was that song? It'll come to me like Janis Joplin's name just did. Yeah. And he traded me in for.
They traded Dee Dee in for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But she went to Broadway, so
Right.
God is good.
Yeah, well, it's it's the cycle. Things move on. She was with him first, but then her other opportunity was to do Broadway.
It's all cyclical, isn't it?
Absolutely. And how many singles did you record and albums with
Norman? Oh, I sang on his first two, Slewfoot and the other one, Slewfoot and the other one. I guess those were on Buddah.
Yeah.
And then I started producing the vocals on everything that followed those.
Right.
Yeah, and stack the backgrounds a lot of times. And on a few of his, I used the Jones Girls. And Shirley and I are best buds. We've been best buds
done.
for
This interview
decades.
is over. I'm finished. The Jones Girls.
Don't you love
My
it?
heart. My heart.
Hold
Shirley
your heart.
is my girl. Shirley is my girl.
She's
I know she was your
wonderful.
girl before, way before me, but Shirley is
Yeah. And she's carrying on, honoring.
keeping the legacy going.
Yeah, Valerie
all on
and
her
Brenda.
own. All on her own, keeping it going.
And UK loves her.
Listen, we're going to get to Philly in a minute. I'm just trying to stay calm, because anyone that knows me knows Philadelphia is the ultimate for me. But we'll get there in a minute. But you were saying you used the Jones Girls with Norman Connors.
Yeah, on a lot of his product, and a lot of them, I stacked the backgrounds myself. But when we did L.A. studios in L.A., they lived out there during that period, so
Yeah,
it was just wonderful.
it's fun because at one stage the Jones Girls were the top backing vocalists. They did Diana Ross,
yeah.
Diana Ross, and even Linda Clifford said, I had her on, Runaway Love. Is the Jones Girls on that?
Stop!
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't
you
even
could
know
hear it.
that.
Yeah, she said that
I don't know why I didn't hear that.
They never met, but she just wanted the Jones Girls to do the backing vocals on "Runaway
Smart
Love"
girl.
and so many of the Linda Clifford singles. The Jones Girls are doing the BVs.
Okay.
Yeah, amazing.
That's
voice.
a guaranteed hit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing. Just again, the anointed voices. I call it anointed. So Buddah was before we're getting to it now. We're getting to it now.
Okay.
A deep breath. Philadelphia. When did you go to Philly?
Philly International was, okay, it was 70. I left Doug. I performed with Duke Ellington.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The year that he passed away, that would be 74.
Right.
And then during a Muhammad Ali and maybe Joe Frazier game in Atlantic City. Fight. I'm not sports. I'm so sports ignorant. Pardon me. I have to do my precursor because I'm just not good at it. And I talked to Kenny Gamble during the bout.
Right.
Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Yeah,
bout.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And everybody at the company had gone, had driven up to Atlantic City to see the bout.
The fight.
The fight. Okay.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Okay. You get my nomenclature together.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll know next time. Which is what,
Yeah.
I don't know, innings.
That's cricket.
Okay.
That's cricket.
But you're going to have to school me on that.
It's not worth it. Don't worry about that. We're here to talk about music, not sports. Don't worry
Okay,
about
if
it.
you insist. If you insist. But yeah, and we were gonna talk for a few minutes about me coming to the label, and he was gonna run on up to AC. We talked through the whole bout. Yeah. And that was one of the best decisions I ever made.
Yeah. I mean, I often think...
Because we're still family too.
Yeah.
I was at the birth, he and I were at the birth of all three of his children.
Really? Mm-hmm. I often used to say that in the record labels, like, well, it would have to include Motown, and when you go into a day at the office, you're going Phyllis Hyman, Teddy Pendergast, Billy Paul, the OJs.
That's your family. Yeah.
Gene Carne, the Jones Girls, Patti LaBelle, it just goes on. And this is a day at the office.
Yeah. That's a blessing, isn't it? Yeah. You're right.
Day at the office.
No argument here. Yeah.
That was a wonderful era of music.
Totally. We just lost so many of them.
Yeah, that's why it's important to get the stories of those that are here. So we got it firsthand. Firsthand, not told through somebody. You can say Gene Carne told me that. Her words. Shirley Jones told me that. How it went, So you went to Philly.
Went to Philly, became a family, with all those folks you just named. And geez, it was just such a period in my development and in my musical life that it goes on today, because we remain close, all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still communicate. Yeah, Billy Paul's wife, Blanche.
Yeah.
Blanche Williams, because his name was Paul Williams. Yeah, and I called her on the anniversary of Billy's passing this year, and she was in Africa.
Right.
And she said, Gene, so I wouldn't be sad. She said, I have his passport, I have pictures, and some paraphernalia. just wonderful, wonderful memories. Yeah.
Really? So what was your first single with Philly?
Free Love, Gamble and Huff, Kenny and Leon. In fact, they're singing backgrounds on that song with me, on the recording.
Because it seemed like every one of your albums were hit singles. Every album had hit singles. Every single album that you did.
Yeah, like Don't Let It Go to Your Head was, yeah.
Do you think you could come to the UK and not sing?
I
Don't let it go
wouldn't
to your head.
dare.
Okay, I'm glad you said it. You wouldn't dare.
Tomatoes would hurl toward the stage. Oh yeah, I'd be in deep trouble.
Don't let it go to your head. Free Love. You can't come back now. If you want to come back now.
If you want to go back, yeah.
You know, so many. One after the other. That must have been a sad day in time when Philly came to an end.
Yeah, because that's why I went to Motown.
Yeah.
Gamble, said, well, he wanted to do some other things, and he was thinking about downsizing. Well, he downsized, and he sent me and the OJs and a couple of other acts to another label of his.
Right.
And so I guess it was a gradual downsizing. And then he asked me, what label would you like to go to, once we close the doors? And I thought, because Motown was this family company, that that'd be a nice transition.
Yeah.
And I love their music. I grew up on Motown music. So that's why I chose
Motown.
Motown, yeah. And our the attorney for Philly International actually did my contract with Motown.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, because you said there are record labels that stand out as beacons. Mm-hmm. Motown is one of them.
Absolutely.
And as you say, it kind of runs on that same family tight-knit.
Definitely.
As Philly.
Yeah.
I mean, there are lots of other record labels as well, Arista and Atlantic and Stax and, but those kind of stand out as beacons to me.
You're right.
And Salsoul as well.
Yeah, Salsoul's fierce.
I love it. That's it, Salsoul. But I also heard from Phil Hurt that the musicians were interchangeable.
They certainly were, because all the horns and strings were Don Ronaldo's horns and strings. They came from the Philadelphia Philharmonic.
Right.
Yeah, and most of the horns, the saxes and the trumpets and the harps and instruments like that actually were Philadelphia musicians. And so it was like this garden that Gamble picked from, and they all became MFSB.
That's it.
Mother, father, sister, brother. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But they were interchangeable. And then sometimes you think that's why some of the tracks actually sound similar, because the orchestration with Salsoul and Philly are quite similar.
Oh, yes, Salsoul. Yeah, a lot of folks out of Salsoul, a lot of the producers produced Philly product too, like you said. And I remember there's a 2-album set called Soulful Tale of Two Cities. Okay, Phil Hurt, Bunny Siegler, who else was on, who produced this? And it was Motown artists doing Philly songs and Philly artists doing Motown songs.
And he said he was an integral part of that happening. The introduction of the Motown, what is Soul Brothers? Is that what the Motown band was called? Was it Soul Brothers?
No, they were called, because Michael Henderson used to talk about them all the time. They were called the Something Brothers.
Something Brothers. Yes, so Phil Hurt said that he was an integral part of them coming together.
That's very true.
The Motown band and Philly.
Yeah.
And what did you say the album was called?
Soulful Tale of Two Cities. Yeah.
Which is a
You ought to
brilliant...
look it up, huh?
Yeah, I will have to. I'm surprised that that slipped past me because I'm a bit of a music geek, I have to say.
Okay.
But that has slipped past me. But it's a great title, you know, Tale of Two Cities, Detroit
And Philly.
and Philly.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought it was genius.
It is. Absolutely genius.
Yeah, because I did a Stevie song, and Bunny and I did Fire and Desire. You know, that was, of course, it was Rick
James.
James, yeah. And, oh, well, we'll get to that. You know, when we get to Motown.
When we get to Motown.
Yeah.
So the transition from Philly to Motown, how was it for you? In genuine feeling?
I was very excited, you know, because like I said,
Something
I
new,
thought
fresh.
yeah, and the fact that somebody from Philly negotiated my contract with Motown, and Barry's ex-wife and his niece hung with me. Like after work, they would come in the studio with me. I mean, they were wonderful to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great, but you know, you look at it with a positive, which is the way to do things and have a positive experience from it, rather than thinking, oh, this has come to an end, what am I going to do now, I've got to do something new. You were excited at the prospect of doing something new with a label that you recognized as well, because it
that I cherished.
still,
Yeah, I grew up
Motown
on
still did hold reverence.
Oh, totally.
You know, so to think when you're going from one big house to another,
Yeah.
it's
And I knew a few Motown folks, like Rick James.
a character.
Crazy Rick James. Oh, that was my buddy. It was really my buddy.
Rick James.
Yeah, it was Rick who asked me to sing. You know, you remember when the Temptations left Motown? They went to another label.
Yeah, that's right.
And they came back.
Okay.
And Rick James did this song on them called "Standing on the Top,"
Right.
where he had all the Temptations, you know, the old ones, the new ones, yeah, the transient ones, yeah, and that was on "Standing on the Top," and Rick asked me to do some colors on it. It was like some operatic. You know, sounds like that, and
The real deal. Okay.
yeah,
Cool.
there's the operatic side, itty bit. Okay, and as a result, I asked them when one of the first recordings on Motown, I asked them to sing with me on "If You Don't Know Me by Now," which is a Gamble and Huff song.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the unity was
Harold
still
Melvin.
there. Yeah, because Barry Gordy and Gamble were friends.
And it's funny, in some ways, people would think they're competitors.
No, they were buds.
They were friends.
Yeah.
You know, and that's actually a good thing to hear.
Oh, it's a good thing
thing
that
to hear.
happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who needs those wars?
Yeah.
And rivalry?
But, you know, it depends on the individuals as well.
That's right.
Because if the
stand-up
individual's
guys.
personality is not a stand-up guy, is, you know, competitive and rather than
Cutthroat.
just you know, unscrupulous. It's those are the things that can make life difficult. But if you're just like, well, you've got your record label, I've got mine, we're both established, we're just doing our work to the best that we can do. We're not thinking about I've got to do something better than you, or you're thinking I've got to do it better. No, I'm just competing with myself and producing the best product I can.
And the best was good enough. It
Beyond
was.
good enough.
Oh,
It set the bar
beyond.
so high.
You're right.
That you know, as we were saying earlier, because we come from such an era of quality, whichever band you're looking at, even, you know, Isley Brothers, Earth, Wind and Fire, the orchestration, When you look on stage, you've got strings, you've got, percussion, you've got backing vocalists. The stage is full, the music is full, the sound is full.
So true.
And you can't replicate that.
Nope.
You can't. It has to be with those number of people doing it live, the energy, the feeling in the studio.
You're right.
You know.
You're so correct.
So I do find it hard to be impressed these days. I shouldn't say that, should I? But
well, you came up with the real instruments
yeah,
and the real orchestrations and no tuning and stuff.
Auto tuning, and it's like, no, come on, just sing it, sing the note. And speaking of note, we have to go right to that track, Back for More.
Okay.
I'm Back for More with Al Johnson.
Yeah.
That final note, everybody thinks or thought it was a trumpet until you take it to the very end.
And then I put the little
and then you put the variation in it. And then you realize it's actually her voice. I'll tell you, I was guilty of that very same thing. Probably the first time I heard it. And didn't pay much attention. And then I thought, no, but that note carries on into that variation. That is actually her. And this is before Google times, okay? This was way before Google. So you know how you had to research that you had operatic training was much harder than just typing something into the phone. But then, that really compounded the fact that that voice was you.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
I accept. Okay.
Whether you accept or not, I'm giving it to you.
Hey,
I'm
it's
giving
fact.
it to you.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. And funny enough, I was listening to Barbara Streisand and Donna Summers today. Enough is Enough.
Yeah, yeah.
The intro of that song.
I remember the enough is enough is. It was
Like
that
the
the
chorus.
intro?
Yeah, no, that's the chorus.
Okay. What was the
It's
intro?
raining, it's pouring.
It's raining, it's pouring. My love life is boring me to tears. After all these years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a cool intro, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vocal.
Streisand, Color Me Barbara. That was her first album, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that album. I learned every song on there.
But the thing is, if you came up in an era with you guys singing, listening to you and listening to Patty and listening to Phyllis, once you listened to that, the Jones Girls, you knew what you had to be doing or working towards.
Yeah.
Pick up that candlestick and sing in front of the mirror at home.
Here.
Don't need to go to the studio. Just play your records and do it.
Here. Yeah.
That's your vocal masterclass there. Denise Williams. And you're just reeling the emotions. You're just reeling these singers off. And that's why I say now it's really hard for me to be impressed.
And understandably so. Come
The
on.
vocal masterclass, you guys just set the bar up. You've made it difficult. Made it very difficult.
But we enriched
Yes.
so many that came after us, and me being a vocal coach. Sometimes if I had a high soprano that I was coaching, they would have to learn the entire Flowers album of the emotions.
Emotions, yeah.
Or, come to see me after you learn that. And we'll work
Exactly.
on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the track alone, Flowers. The whole range of everything.
The whole album.
Well, the whole album, but I'm saying
Yes,
just
sir.
that one track, Flowers.
It's
What's it?
pièce de résistance.
Changes, which is just like an a cappella. It's very short. It's not
like
even,
a mantra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changes, we go through. Oh my word. Goosebumps. You see, that's what music should do to you. That's what it should do to you.
You're right.
But it's great to see a resurgence of an appreciation. Well, not that the appreciation was always there, but we weren't seeing as many of you coming over to the UK as we have been over the last couple of years.
Yeah, and it amazes me because I didn't know UK knew me.
What?
Gamble didn't know. I remember the first time he came over, I think it was for IAM, for a mid-year IAM, the International Association of African American Music. It was the organization that succeeded the Black Music Association, which Gamble founded.
Right.
And IAM was created by Deanna Williams and Gamble.
Right.
And I remember, okay, emceeing the gala here in London for, I guess it was maybe the second year of IAM. And Sheila Ferguson,
yeah.
she had already moved over here by then. And Yolanda Adams sang. Nobody knew who she was. And she stood there just flat-footed and sang till there wasn't a dry eye in the place. And I remember catching Gamble's eye, and it was like, who the heck is this? What stratosphere did she come from? And she never looked back.
Yeah.
Oh, she's fabulous. Yeah.
Yes, and I mean, we have to mention the 3 Degrees in there because they were really amongst the first ladies of Philly.
Oh, 3 Degrees, yes.
Sheila, Valerie.
And Helen.
Yeah.
Well, no. Yeah, Helen Fayette was before Helen. Yeah. And Helen took Fayette's place, yeah.
They were pretty special. Love is the Message and
Dirty Old Man.
Dirty Old Man.
And of course, When Will I See You Again?
But they're still doing that to this day.
They better.
They're still doing that.
Like I said, tomatoes would hurl toward the stage if they did.
When will I see you again? It's one I saw Linda when she came over a few months ago. Valerie when she came over. She still doing When Will I See You Again with her new girls.
Yeah, good old days.
But just such a stable that everything now to me just seems to fall short.
Well, when you've been to the mountaintop.
Exactly. Everything else seems down there, doesn't it? It really is.
I'm afraid you're right.
So then you left Motown. Where did you go from there?
It was an Atlantic label. What were they? EMI, Elektra. There were 3 labels.
Under the one umbrella.
Yeah. Atlantic was one of them. And what was the other one? I don't know. But I remember I was technically on Atlantic because Sylvia Rohn was who signed me.
Right.
Yeah. But that was a good run. She's still making moves.
Really?
Yeah. Bad girl.
I love that bad girl.
Oh yeah.
The real deal, bad girl.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, all those singles, like Bet Your Lucky Star.
That was the Jones Girls on that background.
I knew it.
Of course you did.
I knew
You
it.
got the big ears.
Yeah, the big ears. Their voices stand out.
You can't miss them.
No.
Not at all.
And I only found out that they were on Linda Clifford again because of the sound, and I thought, these sound like the Jones Girls. I then read the album cover, the back of it, and then of course, how can I mistake my girls?
That's what you Brits do, boy. You know everything. Everybody who played strings. Every horn player. It's so wonderful.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, for you to say that you didn't know that you all were such big names in the UK.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, I was talking about the I Am mid-year that Kenny came back from, and he said, he came up to me and said, do you know you're big in the UK? I was like,
you have no idea. Our life was the record shop on a Saturday. Right? Record shop in the Saturday, which can never be recreated from downloads and whatever they do now.
Yeah.
I'm so disinterested. But, you know, it was about going to the record shop. What have you got in imports? It's because of you guys, I'm broke.
Oopsie.
Yeah. Because of
Oopsie.
you guys, I am broke. Because
But you
every
got
penny I had.
treasures.
Yes. Every penny I had went into that import, this import, and you're saying, okay, well, I'll take these 6 this week, keep those 3 for next week. So you were always a week behind.
Oh,
because
that's
next week you went
darling.
and got those 3 from last week.
I love
and then
it.
you could only get 2 more from that week. So you came home with 5. You were always a week behind. You know, and as you say, there were so many artists bringing out such high quality music. You couldn't afford to buy them all. I know I couldn't afford to buy them all.
Oh, I
at once,
understand. 'Cause
you know?
my dad had a record store.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we called them record shops.
Yeah, record shop, record store. You know, you went in the record store and you had to make choices. Mm-hmm. Do I do this weekend or do I buy this? You know what? I think I'll just buy this and stay at home and play it. That's fine.
That's darling.
Yeah. It was life itself and still is. All my vinyl is still there, floor to ceiling.
Yeah, you're one of those
Yeah.
aficionados.
Yeah. You know, it's been forever. Wow. So what's in store for Jean right now?
Well, I'm doing some production when I go back to Philadelphia next week. I'm booked to come back here, but I can't say when.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's always exciting to come back here. Gonna do some stuff in the studio.
Yeah.
Some recording with a group, and then I'm coaching 2 solo singers. Yeah, in the studio and other places, you know.
I love that you're still so active in the music.
Yeah.
You know, it's not
called
about
a
you
lot.
just coming to wherever, do your gig and then go, put my bag down and that's it until the next time. You know, you're proactive in a lot of stuff, still producing and creating.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Keep taking my vitamins.
Indeed. You keep taking your vitamins because we need you fit and healthy to keep coming back to the UK.
I'll be ready to come back.
No, but it's lovely to see you artists really getting your flowers, as they say.
I appreciate that, you know, yeah. Yeah, because we're losing so many of our buddies.
Yeah, and you know,
our
sometimes
label mates.
Yeah, you stop and you think, oh, I'm sad I didn't get to see them, and that chance is gone. You know, like Phyllis, I would have loved to see her live. Never got to see her
yes,
live.
you
You
would
know,
have. Yeah,
yeah,
she was a character, but that voice is just undescribable, indescribable. It was straight from God. Had to be.
But you know, I think what is amazing, all of you were given the gift. All of you were given the gift from above, or wherever it came from. You were given the gift. And all with a difference, all distinctive, because you can hear Phyllis. She doesn't sound like Patty. Patty doesn't sound like you. You don't sound like Shirley, you know. But you've all got the gift.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You know, I felt really, really privileged to be able to, you know, work with like Glenn Jones, because everybody that came to Norman Connor's,
What a voice.
I got to produce them. And most of the time, before taking them in to do their vocals, I did a little coaching. So it was
What
it
a
was
voice
a thrill
Glenn
for
Jones
me.
has.
Is he something? Yeah.
And not hugely known for some reason. As hugely as I think he should be
I
with
agree.
that voice.
I agree. Yeah.
Because Glenn Jones can go up there with the best of them. But, you know, not many people know. You know, they know his singles like I Am Somebody,
Yeah.
or his album, Meet Me Halfway There. Great songs. But, you know, I don't think he's as broadly known as he should be with a voice like that.
Well, America loves him. Girls come in groups. to his concerts,
Yeah.
No husbands, no boyfriends, they just, it's like an object of worship for the girls.
For the girls.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
And his wife is Genovia Jetta.
Yes, she's a singing sister. Yes, sir.
I always say, these houses must be amazing to be in that house. So much music. Glenn Jones, Genovia Jetta, and Will Downing and Audrey Wheeler.
Yeah, I saw Will and Jeffrey Osborne in concert together just last month.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the winery, probably.
No, it was a hall.
Okay.
What was the hall? Don't remember the hall. But that was before his wife passed.
Right.
Yeah, and I was remembering, because I toured with him when he first got married. And that was maybe 40 years ago. And because his wife was from Atlanta, which was my hometown. Yeah, and in fact, I think he mentioned that he had been with her for so long. Sweetheart of a wife.
Yeah,
she was.
Audrey.
And then we just lost her.
Yeah. It's but so much music in that house, you just can't imagine it. Mm-hmm. Well, Jean, it has been an absolute honor, pleasure, and joy.
My pleasure.
To really speak to you and get the real stories from the legend herself.
You're sweet.
You take care.
I will do just that.
And you will be letting us know when you're back in the UK.
Yep.
Okay. I want to be the first to know. I'll be on to Orlando like white on rice.
Okay. I'll hit you up on WhatsApp.
Okay. Yes, we can do it directly now. We can get rid of the middleman. We can get rid of the middleman. We'll do it directly.
Yeah, it's our secret.
Yeah. Thank you so much. It's been a joy, a pleasure. My pleasure. And we look forward to seeing you back in London very soon.
Thank you. Can't wait.
Thanks for watching, guys. The BTM Club Show and ClusterView. Take care. Till next time.